Valentina was in a hurry to get home. She had been out for half an hour to buy medicine for her young son, Ka. She waited in line for a long time as the pharmacist sold all the necessary medications to an elderly lady. Finally, Valentina managed to purchase the needed medicine and rushed home. In addition to her 10-month-old son Ka, she had 2 other children. She was considered a mother of many children and received some financial support from the state, but it wasn't enough. Her eldest son, Anthony, who had just turned 9, was at home taking care of the children. He behaved bravely and helped his mother as much as he could, changing diapers, feeding his younger brother, putting him to sleep, and singing lullabies to him. In addition to all her responsibilities at home, Valentina also had to go to her shift at work. She worked as a nurse at a local hospital. Her entire family depended on her since her husband, Apollo, had passed away 3 months ago. He was hit by a car while crossing the street. Valentina was devastated, left alone with 3 children, but she quickly gathered herself and continued to live. She refused to leave her children with the neighbors, who were often alcoholics or suspicious individuals asking for money to drink or complaining about their worthless lives. Valentina tried talking to them, explaining that she had her own share of problems, which these marginalized personalities failed to comprehend as they sank deeper into despair. These were the kinds of people Valentina had to deal with in her neighborhood. However, she had grown accustomed to them and taught her children to stay away from them. Valentina didn't realize she was crossing the street at the wrong place. At one point, she almost met the same fate as her husband, but at the last moment, someone grabbed the sleeve of her coat. She turned around and saw an elderly woman in worn-out and torn clothes. It was evident she was homeless. She had appeared out of nowhere and literally pulled Valentina back onto the sidewalk just in time. A moment later, a speeding car zoomed past. Feeling guilty, Valentina lowered her head. The woman who had saved her looked to be around 60 years old, and she adjusted her scarf and looked at Valentina with a concerned gaze. "Why are you rushing like that, dear? Do you want to get to the other world in such a hurry?" she asked as she approached. Looking at her, blushes of surprise and perhaps shame for her reckless intention, Valentina replied softly, "No, I was just rushing home to give medicine to my son. My youngest son got sick, and I have 3 children in total. There's no one to take care of them properly except my oldest son, who is only 9. The woman shook her head and offered Valentina a seat on the bench near the bus stop for a few minutes. Unlike most homeless people, she seemed different from all the rest, and Valentina realized she seemed to take care of herself well. Her nails were clean, and her teeth were intact. It seemed that she had become homeless by accident. The woman expressed sympathy for Valentina's difficult family situation and offered help. "Dear, maybe I can help you." "Are you serious?" Valentina asked, furrowing her brows. "Of course I am. I love children," she replied with a smile. "By the way, my name is Esther. I'm glad to meet you." "Pleasure to meet you too," Valentina said. "So, you're serious about this?" Esther nodded. "Absolutely. Don't mind my poor clothes, they have a story of their own. I'll tell you about it someday. And don't be afraid of me, I won't steal anything from you or harm your children." Valentina still had reasonable doubts about this woman since she had never seen her before and didn't know what she really did. She was perplexed and unsure whether to accept Esther's offer or refuse it. A stranger was in front of her, but at the same time, her elderly eyes radiated nothing but kindness. Valentina saw a wealth of possibilities in them, as if a dear and trusted person were looking at her. Thoughts raced through Valentina's head. What if she agreed? Would there be some kind of catch?